Good day. How is everyone today? Hello, Denise, Sister Jeannie, and CJ, Greg, and Andrew, and Lucy. I don't want to forget those. Kyle, thank you. I received your package today, and we'll be taking care of that. Pics as well. Today is Saturday, June 29th, 2024. And we're going to talk a little bit about some reasons for being Catholic in the miracles that we receive. And why are we the only ones that receive legitimate miracles? Because the other ones that people get appear to be, but are actually not. And let's see, what else? Anything going on today? Trying to think of current news or anything, but let's get to morning prayers and maybe something will pop into this little bald head of mine. Again, I want to thank CW for giving me these little blurbs about the miracles. It helps trigger the mind. In nomine Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany, and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one Divine Family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thy infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to the Divine Family. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Deum Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany. Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Also want to say hello to Peter. Thank you for your support. The miracles of the Catholic Church. And let's see. The Catholic Church was established by God Jesus Christ, or Deum Iesum Christum, who was, is, and ever shall be. God Jesus Christ, who was, is, and ever shall be, to save Catholics from going to hell. God Jesus Christ, who was, is, and ever shall be, was tortured and murdered on a cross and resurrected. So there's the first authentic miracle. The second, well, there probably was before this. This isn't in chronological order, but the miracle of the Son is a major one that is really has connection to us today. And again, if you think about it, the way I was doing, I did that diagram, that thing that I posted, which got quite a few views actually, where the plasma tube of light coming from the Trinitarian Theophany comes down and hits the convex dome that we are in. Okay, the little Earth globe, snow globe. If you've ever seen those snow globes, it's a good analogy. But that controls the focal point inside, where the convex nature of the lens of the dome with the plasma tube of light hitting it creates that focal point inside, which creates the sun. That sun is directly connected to the plasma tube of light, which is directly connected to the Trinitarian Theophany. So it's quite easy to see how the Trinitarian Theophany can change the sun however is fit, however they, being the Trinitarian Theophany, sees fit. And in October 13th, and on October 13th, 1917, at Fatima, Portugal, at the Cova da Ira, Deum Matronam Nostrae, moved the sun and made the sun dance and change colors. There were 70,000 to 100,000 witnesses who had seen the miracle of the sun. And the reason why there's such a great discrepancy is because nobody was counting. Okay, they based that estimate on photographs of the incident and the people that were there. And again, the children were told ahead of time that this miracle would happen on this date, and it did. In Fatima, Portugal, the Cova da Ira, 1917, the three Catholic saints, Saint Lucia dos Santos, Saint Jacinta Marto, and Saint Francisco Marto, stopped World War I by praying the Fatima prayer, which Our Lady taught them to pray after each decade of the Rosary. Okay, now again, they understood the Rosary to be the changed one. Okay, so as children they were taught. Okay, so Our Lady, Deum Matronam Nostrae, taught them this prayer after, so that it could actually be effective because of the changes that were made to it. Okay, so, and it worked, and World War I had ceased. She had predicted the end of World War I, and Our Lady predicted the beginning and the end of World War II. And again, if she, since she is part of the Trinitarian Theophany, she is omniscient and can know these things. And again, these are things that man creates because of our free will, these wars as such. And they can be stopped with prayers and with making truths known, because most all wars are based on deception and deceit to get them started. The third secret, Our Lady's prediction of the takeover of the New World Order inside the Catholic Church. This part is the apostasy in the church. Okay, and this, let's see, La Salette had, pardon me, foretold this as well. La Salette was France, and in France, September 19th, 1846. And I believe in 1846, or the early part of the 1800s, or latter part of the 1700s, there was a smaller, quote-unquote, reset, if you will. History likes to call them revolutions in order to distract it from the fact that it was caused by us in sin, not necessarily strictly in a revolutionary sense, okay? But in 1846, Our Lady predicted that Rome would lose the faith and become the seat of the Antichrist. Now, that at that time was pretty bold to say. So, needless to say, the elements who had already infiltrated the church were going on damage control with the two seers there, and the story got changed, and their reputations were tarnished terribly as a result of saying like that, something like that. Okay, because remember, it's always about attacking the messenger when there's something said that isn't liked by the PTB. So that confirms basically the secret, the third secret. And again, the copy of the original third secret is only available publicly at Mr. Nobody's website, OurLadyIsGod.com. You can read it. That's a miracle in itself, right? That was a miracle how he obtained it. And you have to read the story about that on the website. And why don't more people go there? I'll tell you why. Because the church has been infiltrated and has actually been taken over at the buildings and in the institutional structure by demonic forces through Freemasonry et al. Okay, the Fatima miracle in Hiroshima, Japan. There's another one, August 6th, 1945. The United States detonated two, they call them nuclear weapons, over two Japanese Catholic cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki on the 6th and 9th of August, 1945. I just wanted to clarify, I've been doing research into nuclear, and there's a scientist who was involved in this research. I have to try and find it. It's on BitChute, I know that. but because you can't find it anywhere else, where he basically was directly involved in these tests and was handling this quote unquote nuclear material, and it was not dangerous. There is times when it is, however, it's not the way people think it is. Okay, it's in any case, it's not as devastating. It's a lot safer than what people believe. Okay, so these the miracle of Hiroshima, Japan, where 8 Catholic priests survived a nuclear blast due to living the message of Fatima, which was to pray the rosary each day with the Fatima prayer. Okay, so 8 Catholic priests stopped World War II with their rosaries by reciting the Fatima prayer with the rosary each day. Of course, we all know that ended the war. So, and again, there's conventional bombs. If you add enough material, will give you the image that we have been trained since this high from television, or programmed by programs on television that show us what a nuclear blast looks like. Okay, and the last miracle is the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe on Juan Diego's tilma, December 12th, 1531. Now, I'm not saying these are only the only miracles, but these were the ones that CW sent to me, and they are, in my opinion, the most relevant. Okay, that the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe on Juan Diego's tilma, December 12th, 1531. Okay, and that one was actually before all the others, which led to the conversion of 8 million Aztecs in Mexico. That's just absolutely incredible when you think about it. And Our Lady appeared to Catholic Saint Juan Diego, and Dea Matronam Nostri's image appeared on Saint Juan Diego's tilma. The reason, okay, that, in my opinion anyway, that Dea Matronam Nostri chose Saint Juan Diego was because he was a simple soul and did what he was told, and he had courage to act. Right? We really need to have courage to act during these times. Let me tell you, I didn't act for a long time. I was a priest floundering, and I came across this information, and I was hesitant, obviously, as my journey of learning began. But action is what ends up bringing about more action and more results. Okay, so we do our prayers. That is our first action, should be the rosary prayer. And then after that, you have to ask yourself, well, if I am this, then I must do this or that. Okay, and those answers will come to you in prayer or in circumstance. And we have to recognize them when they appear to us. Have courage and ask me. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed those little stories of our miracles that happen, and the reason why they only happen to Catholics is because the only ones who recognize the true God would be the ones who can speak to the true God. Now, Satan obviously performs quote-unquote miracles, okay, but they obviously are deceptions, and they are a twisting of, our minds, and it's like a deformity in the world functions. So one way to tell is what are the results, as they say, the fruits, and bizarre actions like eating dirt, things like that. That's not what the Trinitarian Theophany would require or request of us. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's begin Mass. And there's also, I wanted to mention, there's individual miracles that people would receive from their own faith. And it could be in all sorts of forms. But I was just speaking of public miracles. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apote, oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indignus famulus tuus offero tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et promnibus circumstantibus, sera promnibus fidelibus catholicorum, vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et idis proficietat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilitu condidisti et mirabilis raffirmasti ad nobis peruhus aquae et divini mysterium eius divinitatis esse consortes qui humanitatis nostrae fieri notis est patriceps Deum Iesum Christum Filium qui ticum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum da peccatis clementium, ut gesveto divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra a totius mundi salute, cum audore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam rate Deum Iesum Christum, et sic fiat sacrificium nostrum in gesvetu tu hodie, ut placiat tibi Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificita blata prosequendo et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas concoblationum contibia ferimus amorem passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Dei matronam nostrae, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiet ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere dignentur in caelis, quorum amorem agimus in telis per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ac vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nominis sui, ad utilitatem quoque nostram, totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, sursum corda habemus a Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur clementissimi mater pater Deum matrum nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum per Deum Iesum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus ad petimus, uti accepta habeas et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium ilibata, in primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare, custodiri ad honore, et regere digneris toto obiterarum atquae catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We pray for Sister Jeannie, Katie, Cage, Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Mark Jr., Henry, Barbara, Benedict, and Adam Santa Croce, Casey, Mr. Nobody, Ann Botink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron, and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Cahill, Dasco, Nye, Tafor, and Wolf families. We pray for safe travels for Lorraine, Santa Croce. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantis Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse, ritual abuse, or lying of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium exchange with no usury. We pray for courageous Catholic men to step forward as leaders of a Catholic society. And who will take over the justice system and prevent lying as an acceptable means of governing in whatever form. We ask that all quote-unquote gay marriage be banned, a reversal of the feminist ideology, and a return to godly femininity. We ask that women cease working for Freemasons and corporations everywhere, and that they come to understand that raising of traditional Catholic families is a very high ideal and necessary for sustaining a Catholic society. We ask that all pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately and forever, and that men become men and remain protectors, honorable. We pray and we ask that all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes be stopped, that we close all gateways and portals and all equipment, and especially CERN. We also continue to ask for the blockage of any so-called pandemic treaties which are based on lies and aimed at removing the divine family's children's freedom to move and travel, that being us. We also ask to transfer the souls who are under the dominion of any Jew or Freemason over to Catholic wisdom. All these things we ask in accordance with the Trinitarian Theophany's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi afferimus, vel qui tibi offrunt hoc sacrificium laudis pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione anomarum suarum pro spe salutis et economitatis suae, tibi qui redunt vota sua aeterno Deum vivo et vero, communicantes et memoriam venerantes in primis gloriosae semper Dei matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papae Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meditis precibusque cancedas, ut in omnibus protectiones tuae, muniamur auxilio per iam Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratum acceptabilem confeceri dignitis ut nobis corpum et sanguine fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridi equam partoretur, accepit panem sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et elevatis oculis in caelum a te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, fregit didique lumis sui dicens accipite et mandocate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meo. Simini modo postquam. Ceremonia est, accipiens et hunc prae clarum calicem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas item tibi gratias agens, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit didique lumis sui dicens accipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calic sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum. Haec quod est cum purificeritis in me mono facietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui sed plebs tua sancta iustem Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passiones nec non et eb in fedis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensionis offedimus, praeclare maiestati tuae de tuis donis ac datis. Subra quae propitio ac sereno utu respicieri digneris. Supplices te rogamus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iube haec perferit per manus tuum, ut quod, ex hoc altaris participatione sacrosancto Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsenimus, omni sanctificatione caelesti, et gratia repa amor per inum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died, and we especially pray for Robert White III, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum, quis gentibum locum refecerii lucis et paucis ut odorgeras de peccatum per in Christum Deum nostrum, per quem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivibicas, consecratis et praesta nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea matronam nostrae, materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quae sumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et indurcedende beata et gloriosa semper Dea matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per endum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te, haec mixtio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te, Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, quaparante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacrosanctum corpus et sanguinum, tuum abonibus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis, et fac me tue semper in harare mandatis, et atinumquam separati permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et reinam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indignus sumere praesumo, non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tua pietate, prosit mihi ad tutamentum mentis et corporis, et ad me delam percepiendam, qui vivis et reinas, cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. In panem calestim accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Dea matronam nostrae non sunt dignius, ut dissertate meis in tanto liquerbo et senabatur anima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut dissertate meis in tanto liquerbo et senabatur anima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut dissertate meis in tanto liquerbo et senabatur anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribum Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quaeritud mihi, calicem salutaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvus ero, sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Codoris sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum piedamente capiamis et immunere temperae fit nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum quod sumpsi et sanguis quem potavi adhaereat visceribus meis et praesta, ut in me non remaniat scelerum macula quem pura et sancta refecerat sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, nequoque apote. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest with thee, one divine family forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, ite mises, Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitum obsequium servitutis mei et praesta ut sacrificium coroculis tuae maestatis igninus autoritibus et acceptabile mique et omnibus proquibus irut obdulis siti miserante propitiale ve Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of Dea Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. So I spoke with Mr. Nobody this past week, and he told me, because I don't really follow the statistics on the channel and whatnot, and he was telling me that our views are up tremendously. So that's a good thing. If I could just get people to stay a little bit longer instead of just clicking through, that would even be more beneficial to their soul. Also, the people who are going to visit the website, ourladiesgod.com, if you're new here, then you should go there as well and make sure you understand our beliefs and why and how the church has been changed over the years. I would also encourage you to send Mr. Nobody a donation. He's getting closer and closer to finishing the monastery over there. He got approval on the plumbing, I believe. He has a few changes to do in the electric. Then that will be okay. And then the sheetrock goes up, and then I think he's pretty close to getting the CO at that point. So send him a big donation so he can get that done this summer. That would really make his day, and in more ways than you can imagine. Okay, and then my thought was, well, let's think about. I'm thinking about. I have a wedding to perform, as far as we know, to this date in November in Florida. And I also want to be able to travel to see other people around the country if they want me to come visit, say Mass there. So I'm thinking about a motorhome for that purpose. And so if you would pray for that to become realized, of course, if it's Dei Matronam Nostrae's will, that would be awesome. I should look this way. Or step over and look that way. All right. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet. Good day, everyone. Hello, Greg. And yes, you have a great day. Off to work we go. Some of us have chores, and some of us are still working. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. 9 o'clock tomorrow, Sunday.